aspect, method aspect. So you in a Mahayana there are wisdom aspect, method aspect, two aspect. So loving kindness, compassion, those the awakened mind, those are the more kind of skillful aspect. So that means that the Buddha nature, okay, is okay. I will go back to earlier what I trying to explain to you. Buddha himself said, "We are the Buddha, right?" Samchi Tamchi Sonjin is all the sentient beings are the Buddha. But we are covered by impurity. Once we dispel the impurity, then not only naturally we are Buddha, even conventionally we are Buddha at that time. So this also talking about Buddha nature, what we there Samchi Tamchi Sonjin, all the sentient beings are Buddha, means all the sentient beings are in reality, all the sentient beings are purity, Dharma Dhatu. So, in that reality, there's no difference between Buddha and us. In that reality, no different you and me. So like that, Buddha nature means like that. So for sake of the conversation, usually we said every sentient being has Buddha nature. That means the nature of the sentient beings is not polluted, and it is also not truly and inherently existed as we think. So that is another simple answer. What is the Buddha nature? Is the nature of our reality, nature of our sentient beings is the Buddha nature. Then compassion, loving kindness, bodhicitta are more kind of emotion level. But the compassion also we put in two categories: ultimate compassion and relative compassion. What I'm talking about is the more relative compassion. Those are more emotional level. Those are the sort of like a fresh air, in order to clear the cloud on the sky, like that. And also, I will trying to introduce another way how it is possible. Whatever what earlier I said, our nature are not as we see and not as we feel and think. We are, because right now we are having ignorance. Therefore, we are not seeing the reality. Whatever we see, whatever we heard, all are our mental projection, our mind projection. Then our mind is just like a projector, and then whatever we have a perceptions are like projections. So how it is possible like that? Shantideva, he said, he giving example like a helium, giving example helium. Who made those fire in a hell? Who made those Aaron, these what call fire, the melting metal, the what called iron, what call it? In a hell realm, we usually when we describe, and the hell realm, they have boiling the metal water in big vats, right? We are sort of describe that if you do bad things, you will cook, and that's inside there. Okay, actually it's happening. Will happen. You will definitely experience if you do bad things. The long cause is, but you just keep thinking, who made it? Who really made the fire, and who really punishing you? All those things. Shanti Deva said, all those are actually position of our mind, just like our dream. If you in the night time you have the beautiful dream, all nightmare, whatever inside dream, whatever you dream about, or are just a position of the mental, are not the outside, the existing outside there. It's the same like in a hell realm like that. Even in our daily life also, if we do analyze, actually, it's pretty much like that. This nowadays, these scientists also trying proving this idea, especially top scientists like quantum physics. Quantum physics. I last year, I think, in Nehru University, they hold a big Buddhist conference. I mean, dialogue, top scientists and top Buddhist scholars having dialogue. His Holiness Dalai Lama leading that dialogue. I got opportunity to attend this in that conference. So in that conference, and some those quantum physics scientists, they are saying that even the atom, particle, actually they are almost finding emptiness. Because whatever find the result through the experiment of the scientists, they need to think to able to show, to prove others. But emptiness is already beyond from the five sense, beyond from microscope. So they don't say on that level, but the particle, whatever they say that they have a connect in our brain control all these smallest particles, or molecules, all those things. Saying like they already reached that level. So what I'm trying to say that in reality, it's not like what we see. That is the Buddha nature. That the nature of our me, or nature of you, we are not seeing right now, because that's why we are in this samsara. That's why we are seeing you are irritating, I'm irritating, sometimes. But in reality, so in this sense, so Buddha nature is more like a nature of the sentient beings, nature of the mind, and all we can conclude all the perceptions are no other than mind. So mind is nature is like that. Mind nature is like that. Mind nature is the Buddha nature. Okay. Have any other questions? No questions. So that means is I probably convince you neither you nor me is irritating. That means you probably got answer. Just kidding. Yes, this question is actually very much related to. It's a really good question. You know, the Zen also usually they keep question, who am I, right? It's very similar. Who is the irritating one? We needed to find it. We needed to find who am I. We needed to find who is it, you know. So this will leading this topic will leading ultimate teaching. You know, it's leading leading the ultimate teaching because you know, once we find who really I am, that means we have already got sort of very good, actually, or we are getting quite like a wisdom, which is seeing the reality. So who am I? Where I am? It's not easy to. It's not easy to. It is not easy because from beginningless until now, we are clinging self, clinging ourself, attaching myself. I'm is here. Without analyze, we are clinging. I'm here, but I am. We are looking at our aggregates and as self, and therefore we are having you. As long as we have attached myself, I, and then have perception you, and as long as we have attached my and you, then we have desire to my side, anger your side, and jealous to your side, and proud myself. So as the real irritating, the cause of irritating is a self-attachment, I attachment. So we will need to find, but the self-attachment, I self, and as long as we have this attachment, then we are in this samsara. That's why actually whole Buddha's teaching is trying to introduce the selflessness, emptiness, another way to say, and trying to introduce the Buddha nature, trying to introduce our reality. But, not only introduce, having understood selflessness, and then have to do meditate to become, to putting into practice, and then putting into practice not only just once a year, but every day, anytime, and then it's work. Then it's work, and then will. Otherwise, just having idea of this kind of emptiness, or just having idea, oh, you and me are not really not irritating. If you having just idea this, it will not infect our life anymore. It will not very much infected. If we really just carry this idea, carry this wisdom, you know, then the real irritating is not you and me, it's our defilement, it's our in you know, the negative emotions. If we have this, and whenever we think, or we could think this in a very bad situation, it actually will make it easier. If that means that we are putting into practice. Otherwise, it's just only having the, you know, the some idea. It's just like reading the medical books, medicine books. If you just read the medicine science book, it will not cure your sickness. And it's the same like if just having this kind of idea or Buddhist idea, it will not very much infect it, but can maybe can make softer our emotions, not very much infected. That means we should put into practice in daily life, not only in a shrine room or not only in a temple, but in a daily life. Carry these wisdoms. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Hello, Kempo. Just now you mentioned about meditate on it. So what exactly do you mean by we need to meditate on it? So this term meditate,
Okay.
how do you, I mean, like after we read and, have all this kind of knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
then a lot of Kempo Rinpoche will say, oh, you have to meditate on
Okay.
it.
Very good question. Okay. This because many of us in among the Buddhism have a sort of, I don't say wrong idea on meditation, but many of us have a very we have a idea on the meditation. It's very kind of narrow way. Because when we talk about the meditation, maybe it's a language problem. In Tibetan language, we say gom, 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 gom means, and then such a Pentita, maybe you have heard. He's a great scholar of the Tibetan Buddhist school. He said that he put in 3 categories: hearing, contemplating, and meditation. So hearing means just learning, not only hearing from a teacher, also reading books, listening some different things. All those are hearing. And the contemplating means is analyzing. And the meditation means actually not only sitting on the cushion and without moving physically. It's meditation means putting into practice what you have understood. That's the in the Tibetan language, meditation means not only just sitting on the cushion and focus on some object, and for maintaining that focus. Not only means like that. Meditation means putting into practice. For example, if earlier I said, you are not the irritating one. Your emotion who control you are the real irritating one. So, for example, today you're being kind of irritating to me. Once I feel you are irritating me, if I immediately think you are not irritating me, actually you have no choice. You are controlled by your emotion. If I can think about it, that's a meditation. That's a putting into practice. That's a putting into practice. Putting into practice what you are using your knowledge in the what way you need to use. Then Right now, generally in English, when we talk about meditation, the meditation means focus on one object. Okay, in this sense, also can, for example, earlier I mentioned how we are selflessness, how we, our nature are not truly existed. Having understood on it, having already clear your doubt, then you have to focus on that understood. You have to remain that wisdom. To remain that wisdom. For example, another way is you focus on what you have understood, no further analyze. Because if you have a further analyze, that means you have a doubt. You have not convinced on it. And once you have convinced on it, you have already understood it, things, then you don't need to further analyze. You just focus on it. And focus on it, trying to remember and keep with mindfulness. Keep with mindfulness. Keep with mindfulness not only while you are sitting on the cushion, even when you are walking, when you are eating, when you are talking, if you can. That's a kind of also meditation. Mindfulness. Usually we also using mindfulness a lot, right? Mindfulness, just aware, remember, aware of what what we know. Then if you have got some bit instructions, of some maybe meditation teachings, and then also should keep aware, awareness, and it's mindfulness. Those are, we can use meditation. Meditation is not only just, for example, like shamatha meditation or vipassana meditation. When we talk about it, shamatha meditation, just kind of focus on one object, maybe breathing, or maybe blue flower, or maybe on a piece of stone, or maybe a Buddha's image. Just focus on it, trying to not, moving and on other object. Once you, that is generally we think meditation is that. That is very specific meditation. What we're talking about is the meditation is a little bit wide, means is a kind of put it into practice, using it. Use it when needed to be used. Use your wisdom when need to be used. That is when we putting three categories, all the practice of the Buddhism in hearing, contemplating, and meditation, then it will be in a meditation. Okay? Then
Hello, Kempo.
okay.
I have a question. So, samsaric beings like myself, I still find some people irritating.
Okay.
Okay. So, is it wise? Okay, then I realized that I may not have the wisdom and skillful means to deal with this kind of people.
Okay.
So, is it okay?
No, you cannot run away from irritating unless you really get real wisdom. No matter how you try, wherever you get, you will be irritated. So, the run away from irritating is not the best solution. Trying to understand it, it is not irritating, it's the real solution. You cannot run away from irritating. For example, like, you cannot run away as long as you are in the samsara. Using this kind of the Buddhist idea, what is really irritating? It's just our wrong concept. For example, in my life, I will share you some experience. And you know that when I first came to Zhongshan Institute, actually dal is really irritating to me. You know dal, you know. Dal was really irritating to me. It is really disgusting. I didn't like it, but I had no choice. I have to eat it. And about 10 or 15 years later, I fall in love with dal. So dal itself is not irritating. If dal is irritating, then it shouldn't be, you know, I love it now. You think this is really simple. This is not just an idea. This is a reality, you know. That means the dal itself is not irritating. Serving dal is not irritating. Just our mind. Our mind. For example, like if I will give another idea. Another idea. As I earlier mentioned, this example is a little bit help us to understanding. If somebody is trying to hitting me until saying the very harsh word to me, if I do not realize he is dominated by spirit or ghost, I will mad. He's really irritating to me. Once I realize he has bad sickness, you know, I mean, he has controlled by the ghost or spirit, I'm really calm, will be calm. That means he's not really irritating. It's just our thinking. So same like what you have a perception someone is irritating to you, think about that way. It's because how you project it. It's not how he or she is. It's how you think. This is a kind of it's logic. It has a reason. It's not just for speech. It's not just like saying like something like that. It's really reasoning. You know, each and every one of us has this kind of experience. So irritating. Once we have this idea, we have to put into practice. That means we have to use it. If we don't use it, then it doesn't help it. I also share many times. Last time, I was trying to talk about impermanent to some my friends in Malaysia, and somebody asked me because which method or which antidote is the best for reducing attachment. So I hear that according Buddhism philosophy, having understanding impermanent, having idea or knowing impermanent is the best way. Then what he said, that it really make me think. Since I was young, small kids, I know we are gonna to die. I know we are impermanent. But it doesn't help me to reduce my attachment or greedy or at all. So it's really, he has idea of the impermanent. We are gonna to die anyway soon. But then this is the proof. If we do not think again and again, if we do not using the putting into practice in daily life, it wouldn't help. For example, we know the impermanent. How many times have you think about it? Once a year? Maybe 2 times a year, or maybe not many. In order to, actually, if we, for example, we are impermanent, who knows, tomorrow we are woke up first, or we have already gone first. We don't know. We don't know. But we just ignore it. We never think about it. If we keep thinking this anytime, every time, as many as you check your mobile phone, SMS, or the WeChat or whatever, Facebook. We definitely do not have to put in any effort to putting Dharma practice. You know that we will like become like a so automatically. Why? Because we keep thinking and thinking. And then, if we could think and implement it as many as you checking your mobile phone, it's a kind of we can sign and grant warrant or grant that it reduce your attachment and you know the agitating and also we can grant that you improve your Dharma practice sort of the at the level you know the brain able to bring your brain to a level or something like that. So this means if we have to use, for example, somebody being irritating you, think this Shantideva's idea, and which I share some also Chandrakirti's story. This help you. This helped you, and then really you're able to run away from the irritating. Otherwise, it's not realistic. Run away from the irritating, you know. So, yeah, that is. Okay.
I have one more question. So
Okay. Good.
you don't run away, but doesn't mean that you go and make friends with this person as well, right?
Well, generally, in any time, every time, not only a worldly thing, and even a Dharma practitioner, we need to be skillful. But if you can make friends, that is also best way. I mean, everyone, if you can make friend, but it's also not practical, not is reality. Even Buddha himself cannot make everyone is happy about him. So we should not expect to make everyone to be friend of me. It's not able to. No one able to make everyone to friend to themselves. Even Buddha himself also cannot make it. His own cousin has become enemy to him. And no matter how he tried to help them, but it's because of the different concept. But we can